Welcome to As Intelligence. I am Suresh, and today we are going to do a gentle introduction about gradient descent. Why gradient descent? So, gradient descent is an optimizational algorithm used to minimize some functions by iteratively moving in the direction of the steepest descent as defined by the negative of the gradient. In the machine learning, the gradient used for the update the learning parameter like weight that in we are defined here you are looking here. See, this is x is the features and y is the label. We can say it's a feature and that is the predicted value already, that value, that label that we are going to train it. And in the if we are discussing in gradient descent used for in various in learning algorithms. So first, like in machine learning algorithm, like in regressions, this kind of the regression, the univariate regression, and the multivariate the regression. In multivariate the multiple features, then we are learning the multiple weight learning parameter like weight here. And finally what we have to learn here, that is the weight. So main the reason of the gradient descent is the for learn the weight, update the weight. So you know that the what is the loss function here, like what is the loss function, how we are calculating loss, like different kind of the loss is available in here. For context, I'm going to discuss the mean square error function. This is the mean square error function. If we are plotting that loss versus weight, then we are getting these convex functions. So in these convex functions we are taking the gradient of the loss with respect to of the weight, then this is the slope we are taking. And according to this slope, for example, this slope is some positive slope, for example 4.5 example. So is not zero slope. Here is slope will be the zero, here is the nearby zero, here the big slope is there. So slope is big means is so right now so far from the global minimum. So in the main, because this cost functions is the convex functions, and we have to find in for learning the loss should be the minimum. For loss should be the minimum, for calculating for updating the parameter, the gradient we are taking here. In the gradient, like this is the gradient and we are multiply by the learning parameter. Why this learning parameter? For example, here here you looking that here step is the big, like the big step, and nearby the global minima step is like baby step is there. Like here if the gradient is very nearby to zero and gradient is big, so nearby to zero, if we are taking the big step, it overshoot like that the global minima. So if so far from the global minima, the step should be big. If nearby, then we are taking the baby step. That's why learning rate is defined. If so much far, then learning rate bigger is okay. If so much near, then we have to reduce the learning rate. That is a different algorithms. So this is kind of the learning rate here. So this is so this basic discussion about what is the gradient descent and why use gradient descent, and how use the gradient descent. So gradient descent used for update the parameters. So another topic, like we are going to discuss like why gradient descent. So why gradient descent in for the linear regression, the special purpose, like here this is the function is there and lot of complexity of the computational complexity is there. So the main reason why gradient descent is used for linear regression, the other is the complexity, is the computational complexity. Yeah, it's completely cheaper, like we can say faster to find the solution using the gradient descent in some cases, yeah, other cases. So the gradient descents allow to save a lot of time on the calculation, lot of time, it save the time. Another reason this function is the convex function, and this convex function we have to reach a global minima. So using the gradient, using the moving, like stepwise descent, this stepwise descent, we can easily repeatedly moving direction to the stepwise descent, it's easily to find the global minima. So that's the second purpose, the second reason why gradient descent used in especially in machine learning for the update the parameters. So this is the main reason I introduce. Yeah, if any question about like why gradient descents, like yeah, more depth, then comment to the that video link, comment to the YouTube channel. Thank you.